Hello, thank you for checking out A1 Math, and today we're looking at generating sequence using the recursive rule. Okay, so with the recursive rule, it says a recursive rule for a sequence to find the nth term by relating it to the one or more previous terms. The following is an example of a recursive rule. So they give you the recursive rule, and it says f of n minus 1 plus 10 for each whole number n greater than 1. So, and they tell you that f of 1 is 4 here in this example. So you can't work out a recursive rule unless you know the first term. You need the first term. So let me show you in this example here. All right, it says write the first 4 terms of the sequence defined by the recursive rule. So um, the recursive rule here gives you f of 1 is equal to 2, f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 plus 3 for each whole number n greater than 1. And they want the first 4 terms. So what they did is they started off with 1 and said f of 1, but that term is already given to you here. It's f of 2. I'm sorry, it's 2. So f of 1 is equal to 2. All right? Now, what happens is this. Just like we did on the exclusive rule, I'm sorry, the explicit rule, what we did is we plugged in 2 and figured out what it was. So if we was to plug in 2, our second term, into this, you would have f of n, or f of 2 minus 1 plus 3. And then when you subtract the 1, what you end up with is f of 1 plus 3. So what is f of 1? Well, f of 1, as you can see right here, is 2. So when they plug in f of 1, what they're really plugging in is 2. And then they're doing 2 plus 5. I'm sorry, 2 plus 3, which is 5. So what would happen if you plug in 3? Well, let me show you. So if we plug in 3 into the original recursive rule, you have f of 3 minus 1 plus 3. And then 3 minus 1 is f of 2 plus 3. But what's f of 2? Well, f of 2 is 5. So that's why they plugged in 5 here. So they're doing 5 plus 3. So with the recursive rule, you need to know the previous term. Without the previous term, you can't do it. That's the main thing you need to understand is the previous term. And then you replace this f of n minus 1 with whatever that previous term is. So here we started off with 2, and you plug in 2, 2 plus 3 gets you 5. You plug in 5, 5 plus 3 gets you 8. You plug in 8, 8 plus 3 gets you 11. So you're just using the previous term. Okay, so our first 4 terms is 2, 5, 8, and 11. Let's take a look at another example. Okay, so we've got f of 1 is equal to 4, f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 plus 5 for each whole number n greater than 1. For the first 4 terms, the domain of the function is what? Okay, and the first term of the sequence is what? Well, that's easy. We're just going to put in 1, 2, 3, and 4 for our first 4 terms. Okay, and again, you can't do this unless you have the first term, but it's always given in the rule. So they tell you f of 1 is 4. So we know f of 1 is 4. Now, so when we're looking and trying to find the next term, we're going to use, in the second term, we're going to use f of 1. So that's why I put here f of 1. But what is f of 1? Well, f of 1 is 4. And 4 plus 5 is 9. So for the second term, we get 9. So on the next one here, for f of 3, we're going to plug in f of 2. And f of 2 is 9. And you're going to say 9 plus 5, 14. So f of n is 14. So here, we're going to plug in the third term, which is f of 3. And then f of 3 is going to be 14. And then 14 plus 5 is 19. Okay, so our first 4 terms are 4, 9, 14, and 19. All right, take a look at number 10 and number 11 here. You can pause the video and see if you can find the first 5 terms. Remember, because it is the recursive rule, you need to use the previous term. So this should be what you get for number 10 and number 11. These are the first 5 terms for each recursive sequence. And remember, with recursive, you need to know the previous term. Okay, I want to thank you for checking out A1 Math. Have a nice day.